Hi, I'm Meg from Tokyo. In this video, I will share 15 important impacts of tourism issues in Japan that you should know before traveling to Japan. Over-tourism is said to be a serious problem in Japan these days, but is it really that bad?
Many tourists visit popular destinations like Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, but over-tourism is mostly limited to a few specific areas. In contrast, rural regions remain relatively uncrowded and offer a more relaxed travel experience. Additionally, many places in Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka are empty if you avoid the major tourist spots. For first-time visitors to Japan, I recommend exploring famous landmarks. But for those visiting a second time, I suggest exploring new areas to experience more of Japan.
I've recently started a YouTube membership, so I'd love for you to join from the link below. I'll be sharing updates about my daily life and other news. Also, we offer private tours in Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto. If you're interested, feel free to contact us through the link below. Alright, then let's go! Number 1. Kyoto Bus System Reform.
Unlike Tokyo and Osaka, buses and taxis are the main means of transportation in Kyoto's famous tourist destinations. After COVID-19, the number of tourists grew quickly, and Kyoto's 700 yen one-day bus pass, which offered unlimited rides, became very popular. This led to serious congestion on city buses. Since this particularly affected daily routes used by residents, Kyoto City discontinued the pass at the end of September 2023. Instead, the city has been promoting the use of subways, railways, and buses that provide direct access to tourist destinations. The one-day bus subway pass is still available for 1,100 yen for adults and 550 yen for children, allowing unlimited rides on both buses and subways. However, since city buses also stop in non-tourist areas, travel times tend to be longer. To address this issue, Kyoto City introduced the Sightseeing Express bus, operating only on weekends and public holidays. This bus service connects Kyoto Station with Kiyomizu Temple, Heian Jingu Shrine, and other major sightseeing spots, operating separately from regular city bus routes. The fare is 500 yen, twice the regular city bus fare, but you can also use the one-day bus subway pass. Buying this pass in advance at Kyoto Station makes it a cost-effective option. Buses marked with EX on the front indicate sightseeing express buses, and among them, EX101 is a direct service between Kyoto Station and Kiyomizu-dera Temple. During peak daytime hours, buses run approximately every 7 minutes.
This new service has shown certain results as a measure against over-tourism. Currently, it operates only on weekends and public holidays, but there are considerations for weekday operations in the future. We will provide updates as soon as new information becomes available. Number 2. Street drinking ban in Shibuya.
To prevent over-tourism, Shibuya Ward, Tokyo, has implemented an ordinance banning street drinking near Shibuya Station. The concentration of tourists during Halloween and the year-end New Year holidays had become such a problem that nearby stores and residents raised concerns about increased noise, trash, and public safety. For this reason, Shibuya Ward initially implemented a temporary street drinking ban during specific periods starting in 2019. However, in October 2024, the ordinance was enforced, making it a year-round ban. As a result, drinking is now prohibited at all times on public streets and in parks around Shibuya Station.
Although there are no penalties, ward officials and police patrol the area providing warnings and guidance. Shibuya Ward states that its goal is to create a safer environment for both tourists and local residents. Number 3. Introduction of entrance fees for famous tourist attractions.
Mount Fuji is undergoing changes due to the increasing number of tourists, including bullet climbers and others. Starting in July 2024, a 2,000 yen entrance fee has been introduced on the Yamanashi route, one of the 4 climbing routes. Additionally, a 4,000 yen entrance fee will be imposed on all routes starting around the summer of 2025. The purpose of this fee is to preserve the environment and reduce congestion. Niikurayama Sengen Park, located near Mount Fuji, is famous for its spectacular view of the mountain, alongside a 5-story pagoda attracting many foreign tourists, especially during the cherry blossom season. Previously, free municipal parking lots near the park started charging fees in April 2024, rates set at 1,000 to 1,500 yen per space.
Number 4. Cab shortage and new services. Japan is facing a growing cab shortage.
This issue is particularly severe in rural areas, where an aging driver population and difficulties in securing new drivers have made the situation increasingly challenging. To address this, the government began introducing ride-sharing in 2024, with pilot operations launched in some areas experiencing severe driver shortages. Additionally, the Go Cab app has introduced a new service called Go Shuttle. This service allows passengers to share a cab with others traveling to nearby destinations, offering fares up to 50% lower than the regular rate.
Currently available only in Tokyo, the service is expected to expand in the future. It aims to reduce costs for users while accommodating the growing demand for cabs. Number 5. Significant price increase for JR Pass. The price of the JR Pass has significantly increased to accommodate the growing number of tourists.
Since October 2023, the price of this unlimited ride pass for foreign visitors to Japan has risen, with the cost of the 7-day pass for standard cars increasing from 29,650 yen to 50,000 yen, a significant jump of about 70%. The prices of the 14-day and 21-day passes have also been raised in a similar manner. The primary reasons behind this price increase include the sharp rise in the number of tourists visiting Japan, driven by the depreciation of the yen, as well as the rising costs of maintaining railroad infrastructure. On the other hand, the previously unavailable Nozomi and Mizuho trains can now be used with an additional fee. Nozomi is Japan's fastest bullet train, operating on the Tokaido and Sanyo Shinkansen lines, connecting Tokyo to Hakata. Mizuho is also one of Japan's fastest Shinkansen, running on the Sanyo and Kyushu Shinkansen lines, connecting Shinosaka to Kagoshima Chuo. This change shortens travel time and improves convenience for travelers. Additionally, discounts have been introduced at certain tourist attractions for JR Pass holders. However, for travelers who do not frequently use the Shinkansen, such as those making a single trip between Tokyo and Osaka, the cost advantage is no longer as significant as before.
As a result, more tourists are choosing alternative means of transportation such as purchasing individual Shinkansen tickets or taking domestic flights. Number 6. Introduction of double pricing. The introduction of dual pricing system is being considered in response to the impact of over-tourism.
As explained in my previous video, a restaurant in Shibuya and a long-established restaurant in Kyoto have made headlines for setting different prices based on language ability, with menus available only to those who can speak Japanese. Both restaurants say the higher prices cover the cost of English-speaking staff and other expenses. However, there's concern that tourists may unknowingly pay extra. The introduction of dual pricing is also being considered for public facilities and infrastructure. In response to strong requests from residents, Kyoto City has asked the government to establish a system in which general city bus fares would be higher for tourists than for local citizens. This would apply not only to foreign visitors, but also to domestic tourists from other regions, such as Tokyo. However, the current system does not allow unfair or discriminatory treatment of passengers, making it hard to set different fares based on passenger type. As a result, a revision of the system would be necessary to implement this change. Additionally, an increase in admission fees for visitors to Japan is being considered at Himeji Castle.
Since this site is maintained with Japanese taxpayers' money, there is an argument that the dual pricing system for tourists is justified. Number 7. Changes in customer service staff. In recent years, there have been several changes in customer service staffing.
First, there has been a noticeable increase in English language support. As the number of tourists visiting Japan increases, more staff members are now able to assist customers in English, and many restaurants allow customers to place orders in English via touch panels. This trend is particularly evident in fast food and chain restaurants, where efforts to eliminate language barriers are progressing rapidly. However, customer service quality has become less consistent, with some staff not smiling or speaking in a robotic way. In recent years, labor shortages have led to a decline in customer service quality, likely due to heavier workloads and busy work environments.
I hope to see improvements in service quality in the future. Number 8. Rising cost of hotel accommodations.
Hotel prices are rising significantly, especially in Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto. A survey by Tokyo Shoko Research Inc. found that hotel prices at 12 major brands doubled from 2021 to July-September 2024. This increase is driven by a recovery in tourism demand and revenge spending. In Osaka, demand is rising fast because of the 2025 World Expo, causing hotel prices to increase even more. Additionally, when planning your trip, be mindful that hotel rates on weekends and holidays, when many Japanese people take vacations, are often twice as expensive as on weekdays.
If you're planning a trip to Osaka or like Kyoto, I recommend making your reservations and travel plans as early as possible. Number 9. Turning local spots into tourist destinations. Because of COVID-19, many old shops closed and new ones opened.
As a result, local markets have become more tourist-focused, leading to higher prices. For example, at Osaka's Kuromon market, a Kobe beef skewer is priced at 4,000 yen, and 4 crab legs cost 30,000 yen. While these prices may seem reasonable to visitors from abroad, they are increasingly perceived as too expensive by Japanese residents. Similarly, at Senkaku Banrai in Toyosu Market, Tokyo, seafood bowls have become so expensive that some have sarcastically referred to them as inbound don. Additionally, the depreciation of the yen has increased the purchasing power of foreign visitors, further accelerating these price hikes.
Going forward, it will be important to establish a balance that allows both tourists and locals to coexist, such as by maintaining price levels that remain accessible to local residents. Number 10. Stricter traffic regulations in tourist areas. More disruptive tourists have made life harder for locals, leading to new rules, especially in the Mount Fuji area and Kyoto.
In the Fuji area, a Lawson convenience store in front of Kawaguchiko Station became a popular photo spot for tourists, causing congestion in front of the store. To address this issue, Lawson implemented blindfold measures by obscuring its iconic blue sign to reduce the concentration of tourists. In Gion, Kyoto, some tourists were found trespassing in residents-only alleys and taking photos of Maiko without permission. In response, and at the strong request of local residents, signs were installed in Japanese and English prohibiting entry into private alleys. Local residents had repeatedly complained that foreign tourists mistook their homes for stores and walked in, requiring action to prevent further problems. Additionally, Gion now fines tourists 10,000 yen for entering restricted areas and strongly urges them to follow the rules.
These regulations aim to protect the daily lives of local residents, and further traffic restrictions may be introduced in the future. Number 11. Implementation of a hotel stay tax. Major cities in Japan have introduced hotel stay taxes, requiring tourists to pay a tax based on the cost of their stay.
In Tokyo and Osaka, the tax is relatively small, with a maximum of about 300 yen per person per night, but Kyoto's hotel tax is known to be particularly high. Currently, Kyoto City imposes a lodging tax of up to 1,000 yen per person per night, with a further increase planned for March 2026. Under the new tax rate, guests staying at luxury hotels costing 100,000 yen or more per night will pay up to 10,000 yen per night in tax. The money will be used to help manage over-tourism. The reason why the lodging tax is significantly higher in Kyoto compared to other cities is due to its challenging financial situation. In addition to financial difficulties, the tax increase was also implemented in response to the negative impact of the rising number of tourists on residents' daily lives.
For more details, please subscribe to my membership and check out additional information. Number 12. Charging for toilets at tourist attractions. While almost all restrooms in Japan are free of charge, some tourist attractions have introduced fee-based restrooms.
For example, a restroom near Akihabara Station charges 100 yen per person, except for disabled individuals and elementary school students and younger. These are the first paid public toilets installed by a local government in Tokyo and offer high-quality facilities and a comfortable environment with a full-time attendant. Additionally, a fee of 200 to 300 yen per visit is charged for toilets on Mount Fuji due to the high cost of maintenance and management. Similarly, in Kamikochi, Nagano Prefecture, some public restrooms charge users 100 to 200 yen to cover management and maintenance costs. In the past, fee-based toilets were installed in Arashiyama and at Kiyomizu-dera Temple in Kyoto, but were removed due to low usage. Since the idea that free toilets are standard is deeply rooted in Japan, it is unlikely that pay-to-use toilets will become widespread in the future.
However, it is important to be aware that some fee-based restrooms have already been introduced in mountainous areas where maintenance is more challenging. Number 13. New dining rules for restaurants. An increasing number of crowded restaurants in and around Tokyo and Osaka have established usage rules.
For example, rules requiring each customer to order at least one drink or one food item are common in izakaya, which are Japanese-style pubs. Each restaurant sets its own rules, which must be followed when dining. Additionally, more cafes are implementing time limits these days. For example, the well-known chain Dodo-ru enforces a 90-minute limit per drink primarily at busy locations. Similarly, Komeda Coffee in busy areas like Shinjuku and Shibuya has a 90-minute time limit per couple during peak hours, no matter how much they order. As the number of tourists continues to rise, more establishments are adopting such rules.
While you may feel tempted to stay longer or order additional drinks, it is important to respect and follow the store's policies. Number 14. Advance booking required for popular attractions. Advance reservations have become the norm for popular tourist attractions in Tokyo or like Osaka.
While it was once possible to purchase tickets on the day of the visit, an increasing number of facilities are now making advance reservations almost mandatory due to growing popularity on social media and the rising number of tourists. For example, Shibuya Sky has become a favorite among international tourists as an observation deck offering breathtaking views of Tokyo. On weekends and in the evenings, it can be fully booked a month or more in advance. Similarly, Team Lab is a highly popular immersive art museum, and with the rise in international visitors, securing last-minute tickets has become even more difficult. Therefore, if you plan to visit these popular spots, it is crucial to purchase tickets early, as securing same-day tickets is becoming more challenging. I recommend booking at least a month in advance, since reservations fill up quickly on weekends, holidays, and evenings when more Japanese visitors also go.
As tourism demand continues to rise, it is likely that even more facilities will implement an advanced reservation system. Before visiting, be sure to check the official website for the latest information and to ensure a smooth entry. Number 15. Increase in reserved seats. The percentage of reserved seats on the Shinkansen has been increasing.
In particular, the number of unreserved seats on the Tokaido Shinkansen Nozomi has been reduced due to growing demand from inbound passengers who prefer to secure their seats in advance. Reserved seats require advance reservations, but the advantage is that you are guaranteed a seat. On the other hand, non-reserved seats do not require a reservation, but there is a possibility that you may not be able to find a seat during crowded periods, especially during peak seasons when all cars are designated as reserved seats. Starting March 15, 2025, car number 3 on the Nozomi is scheduled to switch from non-reserved to reserved seating, increasing the total number of reserved seats by 85. When Nozomi first began operation in 1992, all cars were reserved seats. But when Shinagawa Station opened in 2003, non-reserved seats were introduced to make boarding easier. However, reserved seat usage has now surpassed that of non-reserved seats, and many passengers have requested an increase in reserved seating availability. Since the percentage of reserved seats is expected to continue increasing, it is recommended to purchase tickets in advance. You can also use Smart EX introduced in my previous video to save on reserved seat fares.
Check out my previous videos for more details. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe and like button. See you at the next video.